These jobs do not care about you, and if you didn't know, now you do know. These jobs are going to replace you tomorrow if you got sick today. They don't give you no 2-week notice when they fire you. Why are we giving them a 2-week notice? Let's be for real. These jobs want you to come in and break your back for them, and they don't show no appreciation. Okay? But the thing is, without an employee, there's no company. You need the employees for your company to keep moving, because you're not going to do all the work. I have not worked in almost 2 months due to my son being sick. And when I walked into work this morning to help them, do you think they asked me how my son's doing? No, they asked me, can I work a double tomorrow? No, baby, I cannot. Y'all do not care. And that's why so many people is leaving these corporate jobs and starting their own business. A small business don't sound too bad right about now.
A 9-to-5 isn't the enemy, but for many, it's become a source of stress, burnout, and emotional fatigue. In this video, real people share why the traditional workday just isn't working for them anymore.
I just saw a woman on here in tears because she said her company just announced that there will be no holidays, no paid holidays for 2025. I remember hearing not that long ago about a woman who passed away while she was at her job, and they didn't discover her for days. You probably heard about the man who was working, I think he was like a McDonald's employee for like 20-something years, never missed a day. And to celebrate his huge accomplishment, they gave him like a pizza party, like a keychain and some other company like paraphernalia. Take your PTO. Take whatever time you need. When you're sick, call in. When something goes on in your life, take the time off. These companies always want to say, we're a family, we're a team. No, I want you to hear me and hear me clearly. A job ain't nothing but work. Say it with me. I know it's bad English, but say it again. A job ain't nothing but work. That's right. Those people don't care about you. You could die today and your job will be posted tomorrow. Stop giving your all for these companies and thinking that you're going to be rewarded with anything other than a pizza party and a thumbs up.
The problem with 9-to-5 jobs isn't the job itself. It's everything that comes with it. You may only work 40 hours a week, but you sacrifice way more than that. First of all, half of your waking hours are either spent preparing to work or commuting to and from work. When it comes time to enjoy the other 4 hours you have every workday, you're kind of too tired to do anything that you really like to do, so you settle for something else, like sitting on the couch and watching Netflix. In my opinion, this isn't a good lifestyle. This is just modern day slavery. I don't see how you can describe it any other way, considering everyone is robbed of their time when they're even not actually clocked in and they're only paid pennies for it. For the life of me, I can't understand why people are okay with this. And by okay, I don't mean that people aren't complaining. Yeah, people are complaining about it. What I'm saying is no one's doing more than that. No one's saying, you know what? Screw this. I'm not doing this anymore. I'm going to do something else. Like, this isn't 1970 anymore. The cost to start a business is virtually nothing. You don't have to be restricted to these stupid systems and these stupid ideas that don't make sense anymore.
I'm to the point where I'm just so sick of like the 9-to-5 corporate America. And the thing is, I just got here. I'm 2 years in and I'm already over it. Like the politics, the climbing up the ladder, the people in the room telling you have to work like extra hard to just make it up to the next level. When let's be real, the people probably at the top most likely didn't climb the corporate ladder. They just knew somebody. And some did, but some didn't. But this whole thing of like, we spend 40 hours of the week at work just to survive in corporate America and then survive in America and then just survive. Like, I'm so over this. Like, I have a strong like urge to live abroad because something tells me that they just are doing better and just have a happier life abroad.
I saw Charisma's TikTok video about how she basically had to quit her corporate job because she was depressed. And I like to say this once a year to people because I've been working in corporate for like 8-9 years and I've had a lot of experiences. Some of them are really good and some of them are absolutely horrible. Talked on YouTube about how I had an employer deny me PTO when I was having jaw surgery. I have been berated, bullied, all the things within the corporate environment. And something I realized way too late when I took my sabbatical like 2 years ago and started doing independent contracting work is that If a company is going to drive you to the point where you're literally going mentally insane, where you don't feel emotionally stable to contribute in society or just be a regular human being because the job is taking over your life so much, there's no point in having that job because it's going to break you down to the point where you're not even able to function to keep a job. So I always think to myself, if I'm not able to remain sane in this place of employment to the point where I could go on and be employable somewhere else so I can continue living and contributing in society, there's no point in me being there. I don't care about the accolades. I don't care about the job title. I don't care about the money. There is no price you can put on your sanity. If you're working in a corporate job that's driving you absolutely insane and you feel like you're on the brink of having a mental breakdown, get out of that place. You might think to yourself, well, what if I can't leave my job because of bills, whatever? Go to a doctor, file with FMLA to get a couple months off to get your mind right. That's what I did. I took a whole mental health break for like 3 months and then went back to my job and I was like, yeah, this place is toxic. I'm never doing this again. You are not meant to be in a work environment that is beating you down to the point where you are depressed. There is no shame in quitting a job. I used to feel like there was some sort of shame in walking away because like you're a failure. You're not a failure. You're not a failure. You're doing what's right by prioritizing your mind and your mental health so you have the ability to go and get a job somewhere else. Yeah.
A job could literally say they gonna pay me $40 an hour. I still don't want it. All the benefits in the world, 401k down, everything is available. You can start right now. I still don't want the job. And this is something I literally keep to myself because I don't think a lot of people understand where I am at this point when it comes to jobs, and I'm not even playing. It's not even about the money no more. My last job, I made the most money I've ever made in my life, and I still resigned from that job because it's not about the money. Like once you realize and you've touched enough money at a job and realize how much you're still unhappy, how much you still are behind on stuff, how much it doesn't really make you happy or fulfill you. No money moving forward is going to make you want to work at a job. I'm officially at that point. I've been telling y'all, I don't want to work for nobody. The thought of me clocking into somebody's job gives me extreme anxiety. I don't care about the money. It's nothing a job can say to me to make me say, hey, okay, I want to come work for you. Nothing. It's nothing you can say. I don't want to do it. I would literally, quite literally, use my own products that I make and go on the street and sell it with a tent set up and make money that way than to clock into a 9-to-5. It's not about the money. If it makes me happy, that's where I'm going to be. And a 9-to-5 does not make me happy. I'm sorry.
I saw this girl on here say that she had to quit her corporate job because she was severely depressed. And this girl was fresh out of school and pretty much at her job, they were giving her too much work, taking on way too much. And she had just started. And within 7 months, she had to quit. You know what? I feel like this is what is not talked about, just not in the corporate space, but in the workspace, on how a job will pile on loads and loads of tasks on you. And then when your performance is not up to par or you're not doing as well as you should be, and you're getting evaluated on that, and you're being knocked for it. They put so much on you because they have all these fake deadlines that really not even that serious. Like they come up with these things in meetings and then they say, oh yeah, you need to have it done, and then half of the time you're turning in stuff that they don't even halfway care about, but they're just pressuring you to get it done. And you stay up late, you have restless nights, early mornings just to get the job done. When you do well, all you get is a good job, high five. They always try to act like they don't understand how much effort you put into the work. So that mental strain that you have from trying to overperform and do well and do a good job and do all these things for the job ends up taking a toll on you. So someone like me that has been in her career for years and years to someone that has just started out, is really amazing to me when jobs, especially people fresh out of college, brand new, they put all this work on them and they're like, yeah, you're fresh, you're new, you're gonna have to learn just like I did. Workplace, there's generational curses because just because you went through it when you were starting out does not mean that I have to go through it. There can be someone that truly supports you as a boss, as a team like they say you have, help you with the work that's being tasked. You shouldn't have to do it all on your own.
I think it becomes very clear that you fucking hate your job when you start to fantasize about getting into a car accident, just a little one, before going to work so that you don't have to go. Nothing serious, just a little fundy bendy, you know what I mean?
Being a 9-to-5 corporate girly is literally going to work all day, having anxiety about every single meeting that I have to go to, having an overwhelming fear of sounding stupid in those meetings, actually feeling stupid in those fucking meetings, fearing all day that people think that I'm bad at my job, and then coming home and having zero energy to do anything else. I got home 2 hours ago, and I literally can't find the energy to turn on my television. Don't get me wrong, I love having a job. I am so blessed to be employed. But this shit is not for the weak. If you're a corporate girly and you go to work 5 days a week, answer me this one question. Where do you find the will to live after work? Because all I have the energy for is fucking rotting my brain on TikTok. Is this normal? I fear this isn't normal. But then again, maybe it is normal, you know? And if this is normal, I don't want to live this life. But if it's just a me thing, like, can someone tell me how you get yourself to actually care about doing anything else when you get home? Thanks.
I quit my job 2 months ago because I just didn't want to fucking go, period. I wrote a letter of resignation on a fucking Word doc and I slapped it to my manager and I said, I'm leaving. He was begging me, being like, oh, technically, like, you have to stay, you got to give us 2 months notice. I was like, 2 months? You're lucky if I gave you fucking 2 weeks. I gave you 2 hours, babe. I'm leaving now. And we were just going back and forth, being like, please, like, what can we do? And I'm just like, I don't want to work. I don't want to come. My back hurts. I'm lazy. I want to make TikToks. I'm going to make more money doing TikTok than I am at this fucking lounge. So yeah, I left. And y'all are going to be like, oh, you don't know real struggle. You don't know real struggle. Thank God. Do you see where I am right now, bitch? I really don't give a fuck. I like chilling and being on my phone. Oh, you're mad. Oh, you're mad. I don't care. I made $7,200 in 2 months making 1-minute videos on this motherfucking application. These corporations will fire you in 1 day and leave you with nothing. If you want to leave, leave, babe. Like...
I salute the people who are in their late 30s, 40s, and 50s still doing a 9-to-5 thing. Because I'm 21 and the future isn't looking so bright for me working a 9-to-5. I can't do it. Like, I cannot imagine getting up for the rest of my life at a time that was assigned to me, being told what the fuck to do, not being able to do whatever the fuck I want at whatever time I damn well please, or maneuver through my day however I please because I'm restricted to a fucking job. And I'm not knocking people who have a 9-to-5. I'm saluting y'all. I promise I am. But it is not for me. It's not for me. I have to find a way to make one for my goddamn self because there's no way that I could be bossed around for the rest of my life. No way.
It has gotten to a point where I don't even like to go to sleep when I get home because I know if I go to sleep, when I wake up, I have to do work all over again the next day. Like, we have no time to ourselves. I literally try to stay up as long as I possibly can so that I can have a little time to myself. I get off at 8 p.m. every day. By the time I get home, it's 9:30. Then I have to shower, eat, everything else that I couldn't get to do because I was at work. What time do I have to myself? By the time I'm finished doing everything, it's 11 o'clock. I have maybe an hour to watch TV? And everybody was in my comments mad at my viral video when I said I don't want to work, I don't want to do anything. Why would anybody want to do this every day for the rest of their life?
This shit is so fucking annoying, man. Constantly doing the same shit every fucking day. Every day, every week, it's the same shit. Same ass people, same ass routine. I'm so tired of this shit, man.
I don't know how else to say this, so I'm just going to say it. But if you feel like you've become ugly, like not only physically, but also internally, just ugly because of your job, more often than not, it probably is because of your job and it's time for you to quit. I'm not saying to take this as your sign to quit your job, okay? I am just a stranger on the internet, so don't blame anything on me. But what I will say is, if one day you're standing in front of the mirror and you're like, I don't recognize this ugly ass person, your skin is a mess, your health is a mess, you've gained weight, you're depressed, you're sad, you're always irritable, you never want to be around your friends, you can't meet your basic needs, and you're just like feeling so off and like your spark is gone, your personality is gone, you're a shell of a human, chances are it's because you're so unhappy at your job or your job is sucking the life out of you and it's time to either quit or quit and find something else.
The 9 to 5 schedule in general is crazy. Being in the office 9 to 5, like... Oh, there are some bullshit comments on that post. Let's talk about it. That creator is giving an honest reaction to her first 9 to 5 and how overwhelming it is to not have a life outside of work. And how when you get home at night, you're too tired to do anything but sleep. It's dark out by the time you're done with work. This is all absolutely valid. We are not meant to be consumed by work. Yet there are so many comments on her post saying things like, welcome to adulthood, grow up, this is the way things are. No, F that. Attitudes like that are exactly what keep the capitalism machine churning. So let's set a baseline for this conversation. A 5-day, 9 to 5 work week, which we all know adds up to be way more than 40 hours a week, is garbage. I spent 13 years in the corporate world, and leading up to the panorama, I was waking up at 4 in the morning so that I could get to the gym by 5, so that I could have a slice of life before getting into the office by 7. By the time I left corporate, it consumed all of my energy, my time, my thoughts, and my emotional bandwidth. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. I have a client right now who's on the VP track at her company, and she doesn't even want it because she's in that same position where work is consuming her entire life. We are not meant to live that way, and it is not sustainable. Not to mention how absolutely toxic butts and seats culture is, or monitoring how often you're active on Teams or Slack. Forcing people to be parked in front of their computers instead of having a life has the inverse effect on productivity. It tanks creativity and morale. People don't want to be there, they're pissed off, and they're not going to give their full selves. On the flip side, when people are well taken care of and they have autonomy and flexibility in their schedules, they actually have the opportunity to bring their full selves to work and perform at their personal best. And what do you think happens to productivity then? It skyrockets. So does the health of a culture and the health of a company. Forced hours is ineffective. This creator crying with overwhelm is not something to look at and say, grow up. That's something to look at and say, everything needs to change. And listen, I'm 36 years old. I am no stranger to being given the label entitled millennial in a professional setting. And I don't care. I will fall on this sword every single time. Because millennials, Gen Z, and future generations are not going to settle for this. And the reality is, since I left corporate, I'm parked in front of my computer less than I ever was in the corporate world. And wouldn't you know it, I'm far more successful and make a lot more money than I ever did before. And that's because I finally rejected butts and seats culture and designed a career for myself where I actually have a life. And when I cut out all that BS, it gave me the space I need to explore my big ideas and creativity, exist in my zone of genius, and ultimately be much more effective and efficient in my work. 9 to 5s are the biggest scam.
I don't think people realize how dangerous it is to hate your job. Because if you hate it, that is 1/3 of your life that you will spend not enjoying your actual life. Which also means you're going to spend the rest of your waking hours, however many that might be, drained physically, mentally, emotionally, from having to do something for 8 to 10 hours that you just can't stand doing. So that's 2/3 of your life and all your waking hours, except for what? A day and a half on the weekend spent not enjoying life. When you lay it out like that, is it really surprising that people are having mental health issues? That people have addiction problems? No, actually, to me, it kind of makes sense. There's one tip I can give anyone, especially young people out there. Find a way to make a living where you don't hate your life during that process. You don't have to enjoy all of it. You don't have to love it. But at least it doesn't make you hate yourself for 8 to 10 hours a day, every day. For me, that meant no job. I'm not meant to work a job.
Burnout isn't just a buzzword.
To work a job ever again.
It's a reality
for
for countless people stuck in a cycle that leaves little room for life outside of work. Whether you relate or not, these stories highlight why the conversation around work-life balance is more important than ever.